Kevin.
Welcome to a very special live edition of This Is Only Test. I'm here with my dear friend Gary Whitta.
Hello.
Say hello. We're here, of course, to celebrate the launch of the Xbox 360, the new one. No, that's not
Guys.
Oh.
I got my Xbox 360 in. New one.
We don't
slim.
care. It's old.
Very exciting.
Why?
Yeah, whatever. Get out of
we
here,
have?
Jan.
Wasn't that last week?
No,
Who cares?
it's today.
Clear,
what do you have? What's that?
We have an iPhone 4. Okay, so iPhone
Yes.
4 is here. Gary, take your mic, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
Gary's kindly brought his iPhone. He pre-ordered his and was able to get through the whole system.
I mashed that button on the website.
Obviously
all day.
better than Norm or I.
Finally got through around 8
so it's
p.m.
here.
My retinas are massaged. I'm ready.
You're ready.
They're massaged.
You're taking your glasses off so you can fully appreciate the clarity of the screen.
You must appreciate
That's
the
that's
retinal
okay. So
beauty
we're
of it.
going to turn it on. I've seen it before. Gary's seen it before.
This
But
is kind of a fake unboxing.
yeah,
we're
this is
doing
the
here.
worst.
It's already set up.
It's not really an
This
unboxing.
is my Mario screen.
Yeah, so fully synced. I don't know if you can see, but Norm, can you hold up the old one? The screen. Hold up the. Let's get the old one next to it.
I'm seeing what the camera sees right now, and I was saying
Yeah,
the camera
it
doesn't
looks-
really do it justice, but
that's
it's
Chloe
kind of looking
Bananas.
good.
So look, that's my phone. The background's all staticky. We're a little bit out of focus, but I mean, you can
That's
see.
a good shot.
You can
Look
see
at
if you
the-
look at
the
the one
context.
on the right. It's the old 3GS. On the left is the new, and we're not getting any kind of moire or anything on the new phone, just because of the screen.
If you look at that contacts icon right there, you can
here.
even see the little A, B, C, D, E, F. I mean, that's how high
Scooch it over
def
so you can
some
see
of
the
these
contacts on mine.
Is it on the
app
front
icons
page?
have
Yes,
been
right there.
rendered.
That is absolutely crazy. So one of the other things, of course, that we noticed immediately upon taking it out of the box is get the side view. I think this might be actually why they put the side view on the phone. Hand me the other one, Norm. Oop, we went to sleep. The screen is actually seems like it's a lot shallower, closer to the surface of the glass on the iPhone 4 than it is on the 3GS. So let's again see if we can get the maybe.
It's kind of hard to
tell
see,
your
but it's
brightness?
almost like it almost
Yeah.
looks like the fake image that you see on a dummy
Yeah,
phone.
it looks like it's a sticker on the surface
Yeah.
of the phone almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is actually live. When you look at it, get a little more of an angle there. Yeah, there we go. So see, I mean, you can see
You can see the IPS in action there as well. I mean, look how clear that is compared to the kind of the
off-axis.
faded
I mean,
out
that's a much worse
version. Yeah.
angle.
Look at that.
That's insane. So, a bunch of different things happening here. Of course, part of it is that the screen resolution is a lot higher on the new phone. Let's see some of the other new and exciting stuff in the iPhone 4. What was the first thing that kind of jumped out at you, Gary?
Well, I mean, the screen resolution that we just talked about, or also just the kind of the overall fit and finish. I take back everything I'd said prior to launch about this not being a good-looking iPhone. When we saw the seams and some of the other industrial design aspects, it looked to me a little bit like it was kind of unfinished. But you kind of have to get it in your hand and see it with the naked eye to appreciate just how beautiful the design is. When Jobs was going on at the launch about how it looks like almost like an old Leica camera, it totally has that feel to it. Everything's shiny. Everything just feels so.
It looks really good
Together.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was skeptical of the new design. It's the flat nature is really nice. I mean, it feels like a totally new iPhone.
The only thing
Something
about
we
it is
haven't gotten from the other
if
ones
you're
so
used
far.
to holding the 3, because this is about 20-30% thinner than 3GS. The best way to compare it, if you have the old 3GS, is the thickness of it comes up to about basically where the chrome part of the 3GS begins. So that's how, if you put them
from the
together,
bottom up.
Yeah, it ends where the chrome of the 3GS begins. So you can kind of see that in that shot there. And so if you're used to holding the 3GS, which also has that kind of beveled back, this takes a little bit for your hand to get used to holding it because it's thinner than you expect, it's flatter than you're used to.
Oh my God!
So I'm still
it's
getting used to
it's the
holding it.
front-mounted camera.
There's the front camera.
We
in
actually,
action.
I took some pictures beforehand. You can see it does a little bit of image stabilization. I don't know how to turn
Now
the
this
volume
is just
down.
with the VGA camera that's
Start
front
this over
facing.
again. Yeah, this is the bad camera. So this is facing me as I'm turning around, aiming, clearly looking at the screen rather than the camera.
You look like you're delivering a ransom message or something.
No, I this is kind of the Unabomber view, I guess. And of course,
I'm tempted to lick it.
right, Norm. Yeah, have you?
I know it's your phone, so I'm going to
That's
wait.
impressively stable, the way that the background is.
Well, I
is
mean,
moved.
I am an incredibly talented camera person.
You've got very
Yeah.
very steady hands.
They call me slow hands.
Slow
I think
hands,
is the
is that what it
technical term. Okay, so front-facing camera, the back-facing camera is of course new as well. A higher resolution, 5-megapixel, crazy backlit sensor, which we've talked about on the site a lot. over
LED
the-
flash, which is
right.
nice.
Oh, the
also.
LED flash. Let's
Why don't you take a picture of something?
You want to take a picture?
Take a
I'll
picture.
take
one of me and Norm.
wrong camera.
Together forever.
You're the best
You ready?
of friends. Oh, hold on. That was a little blurry.
Hold on. Try another one.
I'm turning the flash on.
Ah.
Because you know what we need under here?
Ah,
Some
it's
more
bright.
lights.
That was very bright.
So it's
Okay,
only
let's
one
see.
LED
Okay, how
flash.
did it look? Did it look kind of burned out because you had the flash?
No, you guys look, well, you look like you maybe had a little bit of a sunburn there,
Norm doesn't
Gary.
look too happy.
What, no,
I don't have
Norm
one.
is disappointed. Yes.
Now,
so,
but you can probably pinch into that image as well to see how good the resolution is.
oh, it turns out somebody here is an England supporter.
Yes, England. Hooray!
I always thought you were from Austria, Gary.
Austria? You mean Australia?
Oh, my bad. It's a Dumb and Dumber.
It's easy to get those.
It's a
They're only
bad Dumb and
12,000
Dumber
miles
joke,
apart.
yeah.
Easy
Let's do some
confuse
quick
them.
comparisons with, you have a Nexus
Yeah,
1
so I have
here,
the Nexus here.
and I have an HTC Incredible.
Okay.
They're basically the same phone.
Can you do a little screen resolution test here?
And if you guys have stuff you want to see in the chat room, check it. Just actually shout it out, and we'll let you know. We'll see if we can do it.
So I have mine on brightest.
I need to get the brightness up on the Nexus. I am not prepared. What brightness
does that
are
have
you
auto
on?
brightness? This is on auto brightness.
This is on auto brightness.
Yeah.
Well, it still adjusts up and down. I'm having trouble finding the bright.
There
Oh,
you go.
here we go. Sound and display. Very good. This is very exciting for everybody watching at home, I'm sure. It is on automatic brightness, but I feel like it could be a little brighter.
turn it all
so
the way
let's
up.
Crank it up. Blow it out.
There you go. That's
So,
better.
I mean, it's
OLED, OLED,
make sure
and
this
LCD
doesn't
IPS.
yeah. So, I mean, it definitely looks better than the other phones in person. I don't think you'll be able to see that on the stream particularly.
One thing that I've noticed is anytime they've tried to do one of these comparisons using any kind of camera, you get some sense for it, but you don't really get a full sense until you see it with the naked eye.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive on the new phone. Much more so in person. Although I have to say the OLED doesn't look shoddy
Does
in
not look bad
comparison.
at
It's
all.
not. It's no. This is not night and day, 100% better than what you're seeing here, but it is ultimately.
It is a
better.
huge improvement over this.
Over the
though.
3GS
Over the
is no
3GS,
comparison.
yeah. I mean, so let's see what else is new. We've talked about
So there's a new processor inside.
Right.
It's the A4. Does that make the
Although
general UI? Well, it might not be clocked as high. We don't know yet. Does it feel like it's smoother? Let's do a
let's
quick
do a browse
comparison.
test.
I have not
yeah.
yet noticed it to kind of feel, much snappier than the 3GS, but I haven't really kind of put it through its paces yet.
I can't type.
Keep trying.
That's
Hesitate.
closed. Somebody probably just registered that. Okay, so here is the quick browsing. This is probably more a function of our bad
Well, this
internet.
is not really going through. Do you have like a sucky Wi-Fi?
We
or
have
anything
terrible,
right now?
terrible
Okay.
internet here. It's pretty well established that for an internet company, we have the worst internet in the Western Hemisphere. Outside of Idaho, I think.
Wow,
Okay,
that's
so
really
we'll be
bad
back in about a
Wi-Fi.
half hour.
You guys should turn off your
I feel
Mi-Fis.
I feel like we're
There are 5,000
yeah,
Mi-Fis
I
in
feel
this
like
room
we're
right
at the
now.
keynote all over
You're
again.
breaking our presentation.
Turn off your notebooks. Notebooks down, or we're shutting this live stream down right now.
Don't you want to
so
see more demos?
For people who don't know, Gary, we've known Gary for a long time.
Too long.
Actually, a very, very long
is
time.
feeling like
I
it
wouldn't say
is
too
feeling
long.
like
I mean,
it's quite
if that's what
exhausting
you
at this
feel,
point.
then I mean, a little sad, but okay. But Gary's a former editor-in-chief of PC Gamer and is now a screenwriter, movie screenwriter. So you tell us a little about what you've been doing. Well, the load time's done, but your movie just came out.
Just
on
came
DVD
out on
and
Blu-ray and
Yeah.
DVD. That's right. So this is the tested website.
3GS on the right.
Is this optimized for iPhone?
No, we don't do optimized for iPhone. Boy, that's a funny picture of me, though.
That is a good picture.
So yeah, I'm going to do this side-by-side scroll. Watch the... It's not...
It looks pretty comparable to me. I don't see a huge difference.
Yeah, I don't feel like one is particularly faster than the other. Norm, you want to load up on the Nexus and see what we feel like there? Of course, Flash still doesn't work, but you can now watch our videos on your iPhone if you so desire, of course. The interesting thing about this screen is that they've increased the pixel density a ton, but they're not using that increased pixel density to show more information. That's kind of surprising, because traditionally, like on a desktop PC or something, if you get a higher resolution monitor with more pixels, then also you get more kind of screen real estate, more space for stuff on your screen. And they haven't chosen to do that with the iPhone.
Yeah, it doesn't cram more onto the screen. It just makes everything sharper.
Everything's more dense. You have better resolution when you zoom. Actually, that's a good way to show this.
Actually, if you've got, do you have the New York Times app on here?
I do not.
Okay.
Let's go to any
Newspapers
website.
are dead,
Let's do
Gary.
text.
Didn't mean to do that. But let's see. We'll pick on Into Oblivion. We're going to load up his username. Oh, you're logged in and I'm not. That's the difference. This will probably take a half hour. So if you look at how
Just on the
crisp the
screen right
text
now, you
is,
can see
how
sharp that is.
anti-aliased the text is, and it's rendered at a really nice high resolution. So it looks pretty sharp. Let's go over here and see. It is
Oh.
There you go.
right. So one of the other things that's changed, and this was actually confirmed by the iFixit Take Apart. Look at the V especially. I don't know if you can see that on the live stream, but the difference, the jaggies on the V over here versus the jaggies on the V over here. I mean, there aren't any jaggies on the V over here, and it's because the screen is a much higher pixel density. One of the things that was confirmed, of course, too, is that this new iPhone has 512 megs of memory, which is double what's in the iPad or in the 3GS.
So that should make things a bit snappier.
So well, that means we won't see those checkerboard, the gray and white checkerboard as much when you zoom in and
Also,
out
it
and
means
stuff.
you can open more web pages, more tabs on Safari. Like on the iPad, you open one and then you have to reload the page. It doesn't save any page.
It's a little slow. It doesn't
Another nice way to show off the resolution of the screen is to take a look at iBooks, which surprisingly looks great on a phone-sized screen.
Okay, so we just did the multitasking change. Let's take a look at iBooks. We have I think 2 versions of Winnie the Pooh queued up here.
Yeah, so it should be on the same page.
No,
Do you have
not-
okay, you do have
I
iBooks.
downloaded it. Yeah, I'm running a beta, the release candidate firmware still. And of course, I don't have Winnie the Pooh.
You don't have Winnie the
I got
Pooh,
it
do you?
on
Do you have any
on the
books?
iBooks, not on the phone, unfortunately.
So this is also iOS 4, which I don't think we've shown in video yet.
These don't pinch in and out.
Oh, they don't.
No.
Interesting. They do on the iPad, don't they?
They do on the iPad.
But this is the amazing thing is I have an iPad as well. I've been reading books on the iPad. This is, because of the incredible pixel density, is actually kind of more readable on the iPhone. The text is more readable than on the iPad. Because the iPad has more pixels, but obviously spread out over a much wider area.
So the interesting thing, hand me my iPad, would you know? On the iPad, even though we have a bigger screen, it's kind of roughly the same number of pixels. There's the Twitter app. Let's go over here to iBooks, and we'll check out Winnie the Pooh here. This is a good illustration of what I mean when I say that the number of pixels is increased, but they're not showing more information on the page. This is the first page of Winnie the Pooh. You can see on the iPhone we only have like a sentence, maybe a half a sentence. On the iPad, they're showing a lot more information. So
You could
pixel
also
density
change
and
font
quality.
and see what
That's
it
true.
looks like. Lower to the smallest font.
I can get crazy small. Well, they've added a sepia mode finally. So then you actually see it's almost the same. I think actually we're showing a little more info here and now than we are over there.
Now, is that, you can see the screen better, is that still readable to you at that size?
If I hold, 10 inches from my face, yeah.
It's probably not too good for your
In
eyes.
the
over
lap,
long.
not so much,
I'd
yeah.
rather just flip pages more often.
The thing is, in reality, the places that I use the iPhone for reading, usually in the bathroom at work. I'll be honest.
Yeah, what are you reading?
Because you sync. You sync bookmarks. I just pick up the book that I'm reading at home.
Yep.
And I don't have to carry my iPad.
And the
This
other-
isn't on
on
full
here.
brightness, though. Let's change.
So
other
now
nice,
everybody's going to be scared upstairs.
The other point
But,
worth making as well, if people like to read, is that the Kindle app just got updated for 4.0,
Yeah.
which includes for iPhone 4, which includes the higher text.
So they
resolution.
support that. It seems like you're not logged in. But,
Oh yeah, because this is a new phone.
this is
I
a
haven't
full
registered it
brightness
yet.
Right. So okay, full brightness on the iBooks, and again we can see. So it's a definite. This is full brightness on the iPhone, which is totally blown out
It's actually
now.
kind of too bright.
Yeah, let's crank it back a notch or two. I'm gonna do the same over here. That looks close. It's a little blue shifted. It's a little more sepia kind of. It's a little warmer in real life. Let's see what else. What else should we talk about? Should we talk about some iPhone OS 4 features like the unified inbox and threading?
Unified inbox is
Sure.
it's one of those little things they added, but to me it makes all the difference in the world because they have like 3 different email accounts, and so I'm very often zapping back and forth between them.
Too hot on the screen.
There you go. Whereas now you can just press. Hold on a second. I'm going to look at my emails before I let
Okay,
you
yeah.
broadcast
Do
this to
that.
the-
Do that.
to the wall.
Norm dance.
I also have an iPhone.
You have-
This is
okay.
iOS 4 also.
Do you here?
Look, unified inbox, nested
I've got a Chloe bag
Threads.
for
So we've seen
for your old
Ooh.
iPhone if you want it.
garbage.
Yeah.
what
No,
it
it's
is.
not garbage.
So
You
if
have
you,
a-
so if you click on all inboxes,
All inboxes
there,
is
you'll be
safe?
able to see-
Okay.
Yeah, it's all safe.
We don't
It's all
wanna
just-
release
it's all just
any
World,
secret-
It's all just World Cup gossip.
No
People bitching
secret
about
information.
England's performance.
Oh,
and
this
then
is-
you can see here these little numbers here in the corner indicate that this is a threaded conversation.
Cameroon versus Denmark, which I assume is a football conversation. I'm going to click on that.
Yes.
This looks
And
like
these are all the emails that are relevant to that thread. So,
So-
it's kind of like basically
it's
Gmail pioneered this, and now
exactly. And I like the threaded the threaded inbox is really nice because it prevents you from ending up with a ton of different emails. One really long email thread like this one with 30 messages clogging up your whole inbox.
And I haven't checked this, but I believe you can probably swipe to delete the whole thread if you wish.
I wouldn't do that to your phone because it's
No,
your
I'm
email,
just-
but
it seems like that would make
I think
sense.
probably you can.
Multitasking.
Multitasking. So
Double click.
let's go over and see some Safari.
One of the things that I really like is this little carousel effect.
You mean this
when you
guy?
do the fast app, when you do the fast app switching like that.
The right to left?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The multitasking is, of course, a little bit limited. It's basically using background APIs to access typical multitasking type tasks. So there's a background API to play Pandora music while you're doing other things, which you can't do on iPhone 3.0, whatever, with older versions of the Pandora app. The other thing that's new in the multitasking menu is this guy. So this is iPod controls, of course. It's playing the tested video. That's funny. This is the most recently used app, I guess, or the app that you're in currently.
I think it's whatever ones you've used most recent or most often.
Is it? I think it's actually.
It's the most recent one.
It's
it's
the
not
most
active.
recent one. Okay.
And then there's also a
that's
lock
the-
A
button.
nice little portrait
Portrait
orientation.
lock. So,
It's
yeah.
only portrait.
Yeah.
So if you're in landscape and you hit it, it will
lock
swap-
it into portrait
lock
anyway,
it into
yeah.
portrait. Yep.
So there you
Good
go.
God, that's madness.
So I don't know. That's not. I think the main reason why that's useful is it won't drop you into cover flow mode when you're in your iPod, which is kind of useless.
or if you're laying in bed reading Kindle app and you want to get sideways, then you can do that.
You could do that too. Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I use the orientation lock on my iPad. There's no hardware button. I mean, we haven't talked about this yet, but the old style rocker switch is gone.
now two discrete
Dead.
buttons.
Two separate buttons,
and they're very clicky.
This little thing is a little. It's a little bit of less throw.
The
I would say.
silent switch is a little bit more stubborn than the old one as well. It may
Exactly.
just need to be
Why don't you talk a little
used
about the
in.
design with the steel ring and how that's an antenna?
Well, so this is one of the interesting things that came out of the iFixit teardown that they posted last night. Is actually the outside frame is connected through a series of touch points to the antennas for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, cellular, the different bands for cellular data, and I guess that's all the wireless that's inside an iPhone. Other big hardware enhancements are the addition of a gyroscope, which we can't really demo because there's no apps for
No app
at this
for it, yeah.
point.
Notice the SIM tray. It's on
SIM
the
tray?
site. It's
Micro
a micro
SIM.
SIM, so
Yep.
you won't be able to take your iPhone 3G,
unless
SIM
you
card,
chop it.
and unless you chop it and put it in here and swap it back.
Some people have asked, though, since the iPad also uses micro SIM, if you could maybe take your iPhone micro SIM out, put it in iPad, and use your iPhone data
and
on the
use
iPad.
3G?
That's,
We
I
could-
think
we
that's
could
yet
try
to
it
be,
right now.
yet
We
to be
could do it
tested.
right
we have
now.
the technology.
It would
Except
take
I
a
don't
little
have a
second.
power- I don't have a-
They don't include a SIM
thing.
pin. How's the call quality?
Haven't yet made a call on it. I only have it
let's do
since
this
this
right
morning,
now.
and I'm very
You have an
unpopular,
iPhone
so-
3G.
Yes.
I have a 3GS. I have iPhone 3GS. Let's call each other so we know what the 3GS quality is, and then do three-way calling and bring Gary in and see if the call quality is on there.
This is going to be crazy and almost certainly sound
What are we
terrible.
doing here?
And be really boring for the people on the live stream. But we're going to do it anyway because that's the way we
Are
operate.
you
these
trying to make
things.
a call from this phone to this phone?
I'm going to
This
call
call
him.
me, so we'll check the existing AT&T sound quality
Okay.
on the 3GS, then we'll dial you in with the three-way calling.
I love the
Yes.
idea that we're going to bounce a call off like 3 satellites at
Oh yeah,
4 feet.
yeah. This is through the looking glass, people.
I got a call from Will
I'm
Smith.
calling Norman right now.
Fantastic. What an age we live in.
Hello, Norman Chan. Oh, you have it on speaker.
So I'm going to put it right here.
Okay, I can hear you.
And this is what Will
I
sounds
don't
like.
think they can hear you.
Is that really even coming
We'll see.
through?
It's going to be kind of crazy echo. I can't really tell how you sound because you're not talking. It's just me.
Okay, well, they can hear how you sound. Now
Okay.
let's dial Gary in.
I'll dial Gary in right now.
All right.
Add call. This is going to be embarrassing if Gary's not on my
Oh, are you going to do
phone.
a conference call?
I'm
We'll
going to
do a
conference you in.
conference call.
Okay. You're going to merge me in.
You're being dialed right now. Is this? I'm going to yell your number on air. That's okay, right?
The first
Of
number.
course, yeah. I want everyone calling me.
Everybody call Gary and say hello. His number is 415.
So lonely. Here we go. All right, I'm going to answer.
Okay. Hello. How do
we
we
go
sound,
speaker?
Gary?
Yes, hello. I can hear you.
Wow, that's crazy loud. Okay,
okay.
sounds reasonably good. Does it sound better or worse? Norm, say something.
Hello.
Gary, say
How does
something.
that sound?
Yes, hello. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in my life.
There's no reason to do this.
I don't know if this is really
worse
proving
than the
anything.
time that we played
It's not
Scrabble
worse.
with the multiple phones.
All right, so we have a friend who is ready for a FaceTime call.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
We are ready.
First time?
We know
Dial-
one other
dial-
person with
dial
an iPhone
Mr.
4.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we're calling our other friend, Former Maximum
So I
PC,
just call
PC
his-
Gamer,
call his
all
phone
sorts
number,
of
right?
podcast producers. Yeah, just call his phone number.
Just do it.
Make that call.
And then we'll
let's
show it
see,
on
I'm
the
gonna
screen.
go,
He's going to be in the W's.
Yeah, all the way down at the bottom here. I'll use my flicky thumb powers to get down there.
You know, you can just tap on the little letters on the side.
I know that. All right, so is that still Jeremy's number?
I
guess we'll find
yes.
out.
It's a good time to find out. Okay,
It's not-
Jeremy, we're calling. I don't know if you can hear us. I'm looking at chat right now. Chloe Bananas does not have
Here we
a
go.
phone.
Hold on,
Smallville
Jeremy.
123.
Hold on, let me put you on speaker. Hello? Hello?
Jeremy, you're live to at least 15 or 20 people.
Now, right?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try and initiate some FaceTime with
So
you.
we're on 3G right now. The sound quality
All right,
kind of
shall I
crappy.
get around here so we
actually,
can...
put her
Let's
down
show it
here
right down
and-
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll hold your mic for you.
Bear with us. All right, you should be getting a request.
Oh,
Okay, I'm waiting for the request.
It's coming. You should be getting
the
it.
request should be coming now. Oh, you can't hear us. Hello, Jeremy.
Is this going to be epic failure?
We're on Wi-Fi.
We
What are we
are.
on here?
We can't see you. Can you see us? FaceTime,
FaceTime
unavailable.
unavailable.
No!
Wow, the first time ever.
Try it
Apple
again.
has failed us.
Jeremy, are you on Wi-Fi right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it again.
It could just be that our Wi-Fi sucks.
I'm making another request. to
Okay.
you.
So
This
you
is
can
pretty
see
exciting.
yourself.
Let's
Okay.
see-
That's not a flattering angle.
bad angle
Oh,
for
oh, MySpace angle.
There's really no good angle for me. Someone needs to be
MySpace
holding it.
angle.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the
See,
difference
look,
that makes.
you look like you're 17.
No, look like a stud.
Let's show the viewers.
Man.
I'm accepting.
Accepting.
Okay,
He's
it's
accepting.
connecting.
Let's put it down on the
Hold
table.
on, wait, hold on.
Let's get a focus spot.
Connecting, come on.
You're going to see Drew, Jeremy.
Oh, there it
Hey,
goes.
Jeremy.
This is the future.
Wow.
I feel like we're in the Jetsons.
Yes, I'm calling from the future.
You're outside.
And you know what? The sound quality is much better.
Okay, so it looks a little bit
I'm
better.
outside.
Are you outside? It seems like must be far away from your router.
No, I'm actually, my rider's like 5 feet away from
This is fantastic. Look at that. It's magic.
That's pretty cool.
And we can see our little. We can
Of course,
see
we can
what
move
we can
our-
see what we
our little
see
guy.
over in the corner there. Hello.
It looks a little chuggier on the screen than it is actually in person.
How does it look to you, Jeremy?
Yeah, the frame rate, your frame rate's kind of low. Your frame rate's definitely under 10.
So this is like early 90s webcam technology, you think? Or does this feel like the future to you?
Let me switch my camera. I'm going to show you my backyard.
Okay. We may get a better picture that way because the front camera is a better quality.
Okay, Jeremy's going to show us his backyard now. It's very exciting stuff.
Ah,
Here
here we
he
go.
goes.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Jeremy, we didn't know that you lived in the jungle, but that's... Oh,
The frame rate.
It's pretty chuggy.
yeah, it seems like the frame rate's probably 15, 20 frames a second, I would guess.
Jeremy, why don't
Not
you,
even that.
If you try getting a little closer to your, I've heard that it gets better the closer you get to your router, so maybe that would help.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, so my router's right behind this wall right
Oh,
here,
so you're pretty close. Okay.
It's not going to get any better than this.
Okay.
cool. Well, thanks, Jeremy.
Bye. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by. So now I feel like we just had a Mr. Rogers moment where like Mr. McFeely cruised by and let us know what was going on.
That worked.
That was
a
FaceTime.
little bit chuggy. Could be.
It's almost
Skype is better.
it's
and
almost
that's over
certainly
Wi-Fi.
our bad internet here in the office
Probably.
rather than. I mean, we'll
We'll try it later with
out,
some really
yeah.
good
Yep,
Wi-Fi and
exactly.
see how it goes.
Exactly. So, anything else? What do we have any requests from the chat? Let's see. App called Ustream Viewer. I don't see any requests.
Mr.
Are we
Rogers.
lagging? I don't think we're going to scratch test Gary's phone.
No, we're not doing any
Are
scratch
you going
tests
to
or
put
drop
any
tests today.
screen protector, any of those clear, scratch-proof screen protectors
I've
on the
always
front?
poo-pooed that, and
Because now it rests on the glass.
I was talking a pretty big fight about keeping this thing naked and not having it because it's so beautiful. Why would you want to cover it up with a case? But I am thinking now that I've got
One
it,
good drop.
I'm very nervous about all the edges. I think I may get one of those bumpers.
Oh no, the bumpers look atrocious.
No, the bumpers are great because they protect the edge, but you still see all the nice shiny glass.
But the edges—that's the shiny part. That's the
You're going to want to get one of those outrageous, like fluorescent ones with a monkey's face on it, just
No,
something
no.
so tasteless and awful, aren't you?
Keep it
Okay,
naked.
let's talk.
Okay,
Let's
keep
get
it
back to
naked.
the phone. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
back to
Keep
the
it
phone.
naked, I say.
All right, here we go again.
It seems like it's a little skinnier too. That's interesting.
Well, like I said, if you have a 3G or a 3GS at home and you want to
let's
get
try
a
this
good sense of it, it basically comes up to where the chrome on the 3GS begins, as you can see right
I mean, it's
there.
also narrower.
No, I think the footprint's exactly the same.
I think
stack
the
'em.
glass is the
Well,
same,
let's stack 'em.
yeah.
No, it's maybe a millimeter or so narrower.
Let's see what other stuff is new in the phone. What haven't we talked about yet?
We did FaceTime. We did. Are we missing anything? Maybe the stream here can tell us what we're. Stop asking Norm to lick it. I really don't think that's going to happen.
Norm has a history of licking things.
Do you want to show folders? Do you want to do a little
we can do a little folder demo. Yeah.
So actually,
hold it up where we can see.
This is a good folder demo into another segue of the screen resolution in a way. So I have all my news apps are in that one thing. So you pull up all the different news apps. If I click on New York Times, this is a good example of just how beautiful the.
Did you queue up the soccer thing?
A little shout out to my colonial brethren there.
Okay.
You can get a good sense of.
That's pretty good.
Just if you had the app next to this, you could really see the difference. But it's really remarkably. Again, we keep coming back to the screen being the most amazing.
It's focusing a little bit on your fingers, so I mean the screen might look a little blurry on the live stream. It definitely does not look blurry in real life. Let's see how you actually add.
Cancel that.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Right.
Let's show people how you add an app to the folder.
Okay, so let's say I want to add.
Just put Shazam in there.
I'm going to be stupid and add Shazam to my. So if you hold it the way you.
Because I suggested it's stupid. I see how it is. Gary.
Well, because it's not news. You want me to put it in my news folder. But I can just, I would just, make my icons jiggle as you,
you hold your finger down for a long time.
them. And if I drag it over, it'll disappear inside there.
And now it shows up inside there, right?
So then when I pull it up again, now Shazam is in my, and then if I want to, let me say, I think, if I open this up, I should be able to.
You have to.
You got to jiggle again.
I got to jiggle. And then I can.
And you can also rename the category. And the category is kind of smart. So
it's very clever that if you put two games together, it will call the folder games. Sometimes if you try to mess with it,
it drills way down. I mean, I've added like 2 running apps, and it puts health.
I had a thing where I accidentally dragged like one app that had nothing to do with another kind of app, and it came up with a name that wasn't really appropriate for either. But
potpourri,
misc,
exactly.
whatever.
Let's look at the camera. People are asking about.
Let's look at the camera.
You can take this 5-megapixel camera. It also
so this is the new 5-megapixel camera, and there's a couple of things you can see here that are quite new. One is there's a flash control. Oh, that's a good picture.
It's a little blurry. We're shooting Norm's groin now. Down, Norm.
Let me try and get Norm.
There you go.
There you go. So
right,
the flash. If you press this button here, it'll give you an option between off, auto, which I guess reads the ambient light until
of course
it needs a flash, and then just always on. And then
the other exciting
this little
thing,
swivel button here, of course, will
flip
it over to the front-facing camera. So if you want to, cam whore or anything,
exactly.
You don't have to stand in a mirror or guess what the camera is seeing.
Now the challenge is, of course, you're doing a video conference. I'm sitting here not wearing pants. I hit the button to flip-flop. It could be a big surprise for everybody if I hit the wrong button. You don't want to.
And if you really, if you are in the business of taking pictures of yourself, it's probably best still to try and
hold up the face camera?
because the front-facing camera is not as good quality.
The interesting thing is the whole back of the iPhone is reflective now, so you can see what you're shooting a little more than you could before, probably.
Oh, so you can almost use it like its own little mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You don't have to stand in a mirror anymore.
Are there any settings to change the resolution? Can you switch down to 3-megapixel?
No, so that was one thing that people were complaining about. So you switch over to video, and it basically looks the exact same. When I press the red button, it will start shooting video.
720p video, and there's focus now on video.
Yep.
So for example, if you shoot, and then I will hold this, and you can try to focus.
So try tap to focus on the iPhone there.
Oh, and it changes the exposure as well. That's interesting.
If you go back, then you can go.
Okay, so I mean, it's a little more complex. I mean, I think the kind of fine details over the camera is something that typically comes in third-party apps.
It's great that it shoots HD video. I think some people have been saying that they would prefer to have had the option to downscale it and get less quality video, but more of it.
Yeah.
That may come in an update, but for right now, 720p video
is good.
On this.
Well, at Boing Boing, they posted a ton of video that they had actually shot on the iPhone, and I was really impressed with the overall quality. It wasn't quite as good as say a Flip HD or something like that, but for something that you're going to have in your pocket all the time, it was pretty impressive.
So the iMovie isn't out right now. There's still some basic video editing on the phone, just like with the 3GS.
It's inbuilt into
so you can crop, cut out the beginning and the end, but you can't add transitions, you can't add captions without paying $5 for iMovie.
Let's see, other things, difference between apps that have been updated and haven't been updated. I doubt you'll be able to see this on the screen. But if you look, for example, the Twitter app, I'm going to go back to Inbox. Do you think it's safe?
Well, let me see what's come through
lately. Take a look there, yeah.
You never know who may have emailed me in the last 5 minutes. Bunch of people going, oh
No,
my
no,
God.
no, Twitter inbox, though.
Oh, you want to look at my Twitter
Yeah,
inbox?
yeah, your Twitter
Well, I think which one do you want to look at? TweetDeck or Twitter?
Do Twitter, because we want to see one that's native.
Okay. All right, there you go. There's
Okay, a lot of
my
Kevin
Twitter.
Smiths, so there may be...
I think Kevin may be doing one of these things where he tweets 50 times in a minute and taking over the whole timeline.
That's kind of his shtick. I'm going to blow through all... You're going to be way ahead. But if you look... well, we can't zoom in
This
Twitter.
doesn't zoom.
But
It's Cliffy B.
It's rendering...
Looking good in high res.
It's rendering all of the text at higher resolution, which it does even if you have a non-native app. So one of the neat things, that's one of the big differences between this and, say, Android phones that do multiple resolutions.
I think Twitter now has multitasking. So, for example,
How does it,
There goes the
how does it
multitask.
multitask? Everything multitasks like that, though.
not everything, I think.
Everything.
Oh, well,
It saves state.
there it
now, is
goes.
what
That's
you're
the
saying.
save state. So it doesn't
So-
need to reload your list.
So this is the knock against iPhone multitasking. It's basically state saving plus some APIs. So when you switch out of an app, it saves what you were doing, so you come back in exactly the same place. It doesn't continue to run in the background, though.
Happens I play the video, and then let's switch over to New York Times.
I think it stopped.
And
This is a pretty good demo so far.
oh
Hit play.
no, that's right because it
Do you want
opens
to
back in the player.
try, for something that actually does run in the background,
There
do
it
you want
goes.
to check out like Pandora or something like that?
Yeah, do you have Pandora on?
Yeah, I should have. God, it's so meta. It's like you are within the phone. So I haven't actually tried this yet, but I think I've got
you signed
Pandora on
in?
here somewhere.
I don't see it. Just search for it.
I'm pretty sure I had it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm getting annoyed now. Oh, maybe I don't. I thought I did.
I'm looking at the chat
Oh,
room.
there it is.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so Pandora's
Okay,
starting.
so here's Pandora.
Now, this will work on an iPhone 3GS or a third or fourth generation iPod Touch, correct, as
Yes.
well, right?
Yes, but not the iPhone 3G.
Not the iPhone 3G.
And iPhone 3G also doesn't get wallpapers.
Let's try this. Oh, I'm going to have to
Sign
do a
in.
whole... I'm gonna
Okay,
have to
just
do a
sign
whole
in.
thing.
We'll talk for a minute.
So you talk for a second while I sign in here.
Other stuff that's changed on the iPhone besides the size, the flash, of course, we've talked about a little bit.
Oh, the flash camera.
the
There's
flash.
still no flash in the browser.
No flash in the browser, of course. Yeah, no flash on Apple
Yep.
products. They're going to take flash out of Mac OS before too long. I mean, that's kind of it, though. There's not a whole lot. Oh, 2 microphones, so you can do noise canceling. It'll pick up background noise and kind of filter that out of what you send out when you're on speakerphone or something like that.
That is a nice feature.
I mean, that's something that a lot of smartphones have done over the years, and normal phones, for that matter.
You're
It's-
basically paying the $200, $300 for the screen and the camera.
Yeah.
Those are the big two things.
well,
Which
and
is
more
FaceTime?
Well,
more memory,
that ties in
faster
the camera,
processor.
sure.
I mean, all those things are good.
But we haven't seen apps yet that take advantage of the memory processor. I mean, iMovie seems like the first big
I
app
think
to do that.
I think web browsing will be
okay,
better
we're
as
in.
a result. Okay, so we're into
All
Pandora.
right, so what do you want to listen to? The Beach Boys?
Hit Mazzy Star.
Mazzy Star? That'll cheer everyone up.
Right. I'm going to go cut myself, just so I can feel anything after this. It's playing. Well, it's queuing.
And your sucking
Yes,
Wi-Fi network
yes.
is
Well,
being
we're moving at
exposed
the end of
for-
the month, you know.
For what it is.
We're going to be
Okay.
in the city. You want to come across the bridge, just come
Oh,
see
even
us.
better.
Yeah.
All right, so here's
Okay,
a little...
it's started. Now switch out.
all right, so if
Now,
I...
do you have to double tap, or can you just single
If I-
tap? Oh,
Still
see?
playing.
That's nice. If
So
only,
now...
if only I had an unlimited data plan,
And
so I
then
can
I
take advantage
can-
of that.
And now the other cool thing is that this controller now, the iPod controller, has become, as you can see by the logo
Oh,
there,
interesting. It's
has
a
become
Pandora
the Pandora
controller.
controller. So I can
Ah, so that's what
pause,
happened.
restart.
So it's showing Safari before because we had a video playing in Safari, I bet.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But this one now, this is not, and so the other thing is, so for example, I'll give you
One more.
one thing that was irritating me before, was I downloaded this World Cup app, and this ESPN World Cup app.
That would irritate me as well.
If you pay $8, which I duly did, it will stream live match audio.
Oh.
But obviously only while you've
That's
got the
something
app
that's worth
open.
money.
It's for only about 3/4 of the planet.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
For the rest of you, in uncivilized Philistines.
If you're playing Pandora and you go into iPod and you're trying to play music, what takes precedent?
Yeah,
Pandora, stop that.
Leave Pandora running.
Leave Pandora running.
Leave Pandora
No,
running.
no,
Your
Yep,
iPod
yep.
app.
Let's put,
Oh,
put it
okay.
down so we can see.
Well, you guys are just determined to break this thing, aren't you?
Well, that's what we do.
Hey, little Crystal Bauer socks.
You
All
really
right.
did. You queued up so much.
Because I knew this is what you would
And
like.
This is all-
did it fade out and then fade in?
It cross-faded.
Did she
it
end up
in.
winning?
She came second, but she was the real winner. She was the moral victor.
That's what I thought.
So here's
Okay.
the nicely cross-faded it out. Which
So
is a
let's
nice touch.
see what happens if we leave this playing and go back to Pandora. How are we doing there?
You want to go? So you want to see if it cross-fades back
Let's
in
see
again.
if starting Pandora
Where the
bounces it
hell-
back.
Here's
Where did
my-
you hide Pandora?
It's,
There you
I mean,
go.
it's
It's probably in a
search-
folder. This is the
in-
problem with folders.
It's in a folder now. Harder to find. All right, so we're going to press play on Pandora.
See if it's the middle of the song.
See what happens.
It is the
go.
middle of the song.
Yeah,
It's saved the
that's
same.
good. That's good.
So this is all very, very nice.
So go ahead and kill that. So, I mean, I guess we could take a few questions. What else do we have? I think
what
we've gone over all the high points of the new iPhone.
Norm Lick Crystal Bounce. That's just not going to happen.
We'll be back tomorrow
put
with
it
a
down
kind of
here.
more in-depth look.
When we get our own, we'll be waiting in line.
One very, very small design note that I thought was nice that I wanted
Okay.
to mention is people have made a lot of these seams. You know, we expect these Apple products to be seamless.
No reveals.
And certainly in this case, it's not because they've done this antenna thing. But one thing that I wasn't quite expecting, which is just nice, is that these grooves aren't like they filled in these little seams.
Oh, so it's
so it is to the finger at least. It feels
Ooh.
So you're not going to get lint
That's
stuck in
super
there.
smooth.
to that little groove there is in fact
It's flush.
your finger wouldn't know there was anything there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
flushed
could
it
not
out.
feel anything there when I was gently stroking your
So
iPhone.
that's nice.
How's the speaker on it? If you
A
play
lot
something
better
loud,
than my old one. This is my old 3G speaker. 3GS speaker was kind of dying off a lot towards
Okay.
the end of its lifespan, and this
Can we do a test?
Do you want to play some music over it or something?
Yeah, I guess we can play something both very loud.
Want to play some more? Okay, let me get some. Let me get something good for you here. Let's do a.
Pick
You can
something
create
sassy.
playlists now in
You can
in
do that
iOS 4.
on iOS 4.
How about some
iOS 4.
AC/DC?
All right, go for it.
All right.
A little Back in Black.
You want to do some Back in Black? All right. Crank it up as is appropriate.
Oh, you didn't. Yeah.
No,
there
we're
you go.
doing it. Here we go.
Still sounds like a little tiny speaker playing music.
This is not the way Angus would want it.
No. He's a little man, but he likes a big sound.
I mean, this is really. I've always
Okay.
found. You know,
Serviceable,
music is
not great.
I wouldn't listen to, but you know, for radio and
It's
stuff like
a
that.
transistor
fine.
radio. Why do people not walk around with the phone up to their ear like a transistor radio in the
Basically-
60s?
basically
that's
what
what,
it
that's
is,
what
yeah.
I want to know. Okay, so I think we've pretty much wrapped up. Anything else we
Is
want
there
to
anything
touch?
obvious, blinding obvious that we've missed here?
I feel like
Anything
we've
else you
hit
guys
the
wanna
whole thing,
see?
yeah.
You guys wanna see?
Where I'm seeing some questions. Norm, can you pick out some questions?
Is
and
there
we'll ask them?
discoloration? People have asked that many times. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with the camera. You look.
I've yet to notice anything.
Can we look at like a high-res background image, wallpaper image that might be on the same for both 3G, 3GS?
Yeah, do you want to look just like a generic
I
one
can
that
do
we know
that.
will be on
We
some
can make that
on
happen.
both?
Make sure to hold it down the tape. So
I
people
kind of
can see.
noticed that this is slightly more.
So this is Will on the camera is Will's
blue.
old 3GS. So you know it is a little more blue.
A little more blue. The
Is that
3GS is a
UI,
little more
or
on
is
the yellow
it-
side. What do you want to?
So it's a little cooler. I'm on
wall.
wallpapers.
Pull up the flower there.
So a flower is good. Like both of you
This
guys have a
flower?
flower.
Okay, I'll get that flower.
Right there.
There it is. Okay, thank you.
No, that's a wave.
You failed.
All right.
And
So
you're both
I'm
on.
a little hotter, probably. I'm a little warmer, a little brighter, rather.
yeah, I think your brightness is set higher than this one.
But I mean, it looks about the same. I mean, this one's definitely brighter than that one. But I think that's just because the auto brightness is kicking in over here and not so much here.
Right.
What else do we have from the queue?
I mean, let me just look at that live, and I can tell you that. Yeah, this is lower in brightness, so it's hard to tell. But
Well, let's set the brightnesses the same.
when I was just looking
Norm will
up,
pick out a question
if you
for
just
us.
look at a white page, which is a good way to test.
How is the activation process?
Did it-
Transferring your sync over, your old photos over your contacts. You just back up the phone.
I found it
plug
to be,
it in.
You plug it in. iTunes says, "Is this a new phone, or do you
Okay.
want to restore?" One thing you should do is, before
Back
you
up
plug
your
a new
old
one is
phone.
Make sure you've got a really recent backup of your
Okay.
most recent phone.
And a pro tip for backing up: if you clean out your camera roll, that saves a lot of time.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
Having a big camera
Interesting.
roll, like more than a couple hundred photos, that will add.
Yeah, and I don't. I
half
just
an hour
have it to
your
set
backup.
up. This all my entire music collection, all my photographs are on here, so it's like 29 gigs. So
Right.
it took a while.
And of course, the secret with the backups is that only the stuff that's not synced gets backed up. So photos get backed up, contacts get backed up, the music videos, all the other stuff.
Playlists get
Books.
backed up.
Do you want to see some HD
But then it'll resync
video
from your
right
No,
now?
iTunes.
those get sunk back from iTunes. They're not
No,
backed
but
up.
your playlists. So the list of songs, and then it will resync.
Okay.
I just did a backup.
Okay. Okay.
my
So,
iOS 4.
so yeah, don't mix those things up because just because you do the backup and takes forever doesn't mean that all the stuff that's on the phone will be backed up as
Here's
well.
some HD video. Here's Dr. Horrible running.
Interesting. Looks pretty good.
So this isn't what you. This isn't something downloaded from iTunes.
This is
HD.
downloaded from iTunes.
Oh, but there's an HD version.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is the HD version or not. I don't remember what I got.
Okay. Any other questions? What else do we got? How many apps can you multitask at once?
That's a good question. I
We
don't
do
know.
not know that
We
yet.
don't know
We'll
the
have to
answer to
test
that
that.
yet.
This
How
is not a
many
good venue to test that.
apps
probably.
can you put in a folder?
10
10. Okay.
or 12. I can't remember.
But you can have as many folders as you want, like 180.
Well, you can do
know.
up to 12 pages
Right.
with
times 12.
16
Right.
folders per page.
The final number of apps is like
It's
like
like
over
2,000 and
1,000
change
apps,
is what Pogue
yeah,
said.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of apps.
There's plenty of room for apps. So I guess that wraps up. We're going to go record a podcast right now with Gary. We're going to be talking about iPhone 4, iOS 4, all sorts of other stuff. Where does this leave the iPad? That's my big question because I mean it's become a part of my life. I'm going to miss it.
It's amazing how quickly
this
went
Between
from
the
being
cushions
hot
of a
thing,
couch.
take it away.
This is already now taken over the iPad.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
We'll be back tomorrow with more iPhone OS coverage. Probably not live, something a little more sedate, a little more measured and paced. And you know, stay tuned to Tested for all your iPhone OS and iPhone 4 coverage needs. So I guess it's almost time for us to go get in the line at Stonestown, huh?
And
that was
you
a
guys-
big one.
That was a near lick. That was a near lick.
I may handcuff
Thanks for
this to
stopping
my
by, guys.
wrist and come taunt people in the line. I don't know yet.